Welcome to the Explainer. So today we're diving into Agile Methodology, specifically for operations management. Listen, if you've ever watched a perfectly crafted, meticulously planned project just completely fall apart at the seams the exact minute it goes live, yeah, you're definitely in the right place. Let's talk about how to fix that. Let's start with a really crucial question. Why do traditional, highly rigid business plans so often fail the absolute second they meet the real market? And on the flip side, why do some teams just seamlessly adapt to constant change? I mean, think about it. You spend months, maybe even years, drafting what you think is the perfect business plan. Every single detail is locked in, every milestone is charted. But then day one of execution hits, and guess what? The market's already moved on. So why does one team absolutely crumble under that pressure while another just rides the wave?
The friction here is honestly undeniable. On one side, you have these rigid business plans. They're heavy, they're inflexible, and let's be real, they're built entirely on early assumptions. But on the other side, you've got the market, which is this dynamic, completely unpredictable, relentless tidal wave of constant change. When those two forces collide, static roadmaps just shatter. It's literally like trying to navigate a bustling modern city using a map drawn, 300 years ago? The territory has fundamentally changed, but your tool hasn't. And that mismatch right there, that is exactly why so many operations just stall out.
So what's the fix? Well, the solution isn't just buying some new software tool or switching up your calendar app. No, it requires an entirely new paradigm. We're talking about the Agile mindset shift. It means fundamentally rewiring how we think about our work, how we view progress, and ultimately, how we measure success. Now, this Agile mindset is really a massive shift away from that traditional planning, moving heavily toward adaptable principles. Historically, a lot of people just assumed Agile was only for software developers chugging energy drinks in a dark coding lab. But honestly, scratch that. It fundamentally belongs in general operations management. It's a philosophy that empowers teams to pivot seamlessly. So instead of just playing defense and reacting to change, you're structurally prepared to absorb it. You're actually using unpredictability to your ultimate advantage.
Okay, a mindset is great and all, but how does this actually manifest when your team sits down at their desks on a Monday morning? Well, it really comes down to translating that adaptable philosophy into two core mechanics: sprints and iteration. Let's break those down.
First up, we have sprints. Think of these as short, highly structured, and incredibly focused bursts of operational work. Instead of sitting down and laying out some massive multi-year roadmap, you give your team a hyper-focused, say, 2-week goal. By shrinking that timeline, you are dramatically reducing your risk. Because think about it, if you make a mistake or if the market just suddenly shifts out of nowhere, you only lose a couple of weeks of work. You're not burning through a couple of years of capital. Sprints just keep the entire team energized and dialed in on immediate, tangible output. Now, what's really cool is how iterative development pairs with those sprints. Basically, this is the process of continuous, incremental refinement over time. You don't try to lock yourself in a silo, build the entire perfect project, and then just launch the whole shebang all at once. No way. Instead, you build a little, you test a little, and you learn a lot. This absolutely guarantees that your operations are being guided by actual reality, not just some initial assumptions that were made in a boardroom months ago. When you put all of this into motion, it becomes this living, breathing cycle, rather than just a straight line to a dead end. Step 1, you plan the sprint. Step 2, you execute your iterative development. Step 3, you immediately meet the real market. And then step 4, you adapt to constant change. You take whatever the market throws at you, and you feed that brand new real-world data straight back into planning your very next sprint. Honestly, that continuous loop is the real magic of this methodology. Okay, to really ground this theory, let's reverse engineer a massive real-world success story. We're talking about Spotify. Look, they didn't just stumble into becoming an absolute industry giant by accident. They applied these exact Agile principles at scale across their entire business operations. If we look at Spotify's roadmap while they were scaling, they really had to weigh some incredible benefits against some intense operational challenges. On the benefit side, seamless adaptation meant they could continuously iterate and roll out new features to completely outpace their competitors. It's a huge win. But the challenge? They had to completely abandon traditional corporate comfort zones. Management literally had to let go of rigid control and trust small, autonomous teams, which they famously called squads, to execute rapidly. Transitioning to that kind of model is tough. It requires immense trust, serious discipline, and a total company-wide commitment to adaptability. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want you to ask yourself, Is your team currently clinging to a rigid business plan that's basically destined to fail the second it hits reality? Or are you ready to adopt the agile mindset and truly adapt to constant change? Think about your own daily operations. Think about your next big project launch. What changes can you make tomorrow to shrink your timelines, iterate continuously based on real feedback, and build a system that doesn't just survive unpredictability, but actually thrives on it? The choice is entirely yours. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I really hope this empowers you to fundamentally rethink